Good afternoon, Holmes Road. Hope all is doing well. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Just wanted to bring a quick devotional thought to you. We miss being together, but hopefully this devotional thought will kind of remind you of the kind of devotions we used to have together on Wednesday nights. And I just wanted to share a little bit about things going on with us. Have you tried to get around Lansing lately? Man, it's getting difficult. A few months ago, I used to always just go to work from my house. I'd go down Kreitz to 496, head eastbound to take the MLK down to Holmes and over to church. But a couple months ago, they closed 496 because of construction. And so I picked a new route and I started going down. I go up to St. Joe's, take St. Joe's all the way over to MLK and then down. Well, a couple weeks after they closed 496, guess what? They closed eastbound St. Joe's Street, so I couldn't go there anymore. So I started going just over to Waverly, heading south, and then over to Holmes and straight over to the church that way. And a couple weeks later, they closed southbound Waverly, so I couldn't even do that. It just every time I try a new route, it seems like they're closing streets off. It's getting tough to get around Lansing because of all the construction. And I don't know about you, but sometimes that gets frustrating. The construction, the amount of construction, it's frustrating. I'm glad they're fixing their potholes, but can't they do it one at a time? They're closing so many roads, it's hard to get to church. Every now and then, once a summer or so, once a year, our family likes to go down to Texas and New Mexico in order to see family, and inevitably, no matter what, for the last 10 years, every time you go through St. Louis, there's constant construction. They never stop doing construction, and we always get lost. Even with GPS, the GPS tells us take this exit and take that exit. The construction changes it messes everything up. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I wonder, I feel similar in my own spiritual life. See, early on in my faith, I imagined that someday I'd reach a moment of spiritual maturity. Somehow I'd grow into a maturity where I have it all figured out, when I was finally paved smoothly. I thought if I knew enough Bible, if I memorized enough scripture, if I spent enough time in prayer or served enough people or spent enough hours in ministry, that's how somehow I would become smoothly paved, spiritually speaking. But 30 years later down the road, I confess I'm still under construction. Just like the perpetually potholed roads that we drive on around here in Lansing. It just never seems to be finished. As soon as something gets fixed, some other pothole develops. Sometimes then that gets equally as frustrating. But then I started reading in Hebrews chapter 10. And then there's an amazing verse in Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 14. And I want you to listen to this verse and consider the amazing and encouraging promise here in Hebrews 10:14. It says, "For by one sacrifice he has made perfect those who are being made holy." Now this is kind of a complicated verse to unpack because there's a lot to it, but the writer is telling us here in this verse that Jesus' work on the cross has already saved us completely, perfectly. It's done. In God's eyes, we are whole and we are finished and we are perfect. But paradoxically, that process isn't done. Yet while we're still here on earth, we're still being shaped into his likeness. We're still in the process of being made holy. The Bible tells us that one day we will see him face to face, and we shall be like him. 1 John chapter 3 verse 2 says, "Dear friends, now we are children of God, and what we will be has not yet been made known. But we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is." But until then, until that day, we are all still under construction. People who anxiously await the glorious day when the work will be done and we are truly going to be complete. So don't get frustrated when you look at yourself and you think, man, I have flaws. Man, I'm constantly messing up. I have potholes spiritually in my life. You're under construction too, and we will be until we die. That's what this verse promises us. But because of his sacrifice, we have been made perfect in God's eyes through Jesus Christ. And so today, if you have not put Christ on in baptism, you are not perfect, but you can be made so. And so if you need to study, if you need to be baptized, if you need anything, reach out to us. Let us know so we can help you be made perfect, even as we still undergo construction. That's my message to you this day. I hope you have a great one, Holmes Road. We'll see you soon.